Oh, this shit getting real. The phone call that I got this morning from somebody that's very close to the negotiations with BLK Prime and Terence Crawford in that whole situation. Oh yeah, I found out a whole lot. And y'all ain't gonna believe the information that I found out. Now, it all makes sense. So I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what was going down behind the scenes with PBC and BLK Prime and Terence Crawford. But before we do that, make sure that y'all hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. Y'all don't want to miss this one. Yeah, y'all, the phone call that I got this morning, and like I said, it's from somebody that's very, very close to BLK Prime in that whole negotiations, right? And I'm gonna let y'all know right out the rip. Don't come in here saying, oh, it's blue, because no, it's not Blue Blood Sports TV, right? So y'all could just X that out from off the rip. But the phone call that I got and the information that was revealed to me is shocking. But really, that I think about it, being that it's Terence Crawford, it ain't really that shocking. But I was still kind of surprised that Terence Crawford would even do some shit like this. Now, last night, we found out from Terence Crawford's own mouth, he did another interview, and he revealed that he had been talking to BLK Prime all the way since before June. Now, he also said that he started negotiations with PBC and Al Heyman for the Errol Spence fight in May. So if you do the math, he was negotiating with PBC and he was talking with BLK Prime the whole time. You know, now what Terence Crawford did tell us, which I found out, like I said, when I got this phone call, all to be a lie. He said, look, the whole time I didn't tell BLK Prime that I was negotiating with the PBC to make the Errol Spence fight. But then when I saw that it was getting serious, I let them know because I wanted to stay in good standards with them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do bad business by them, basically was what he's saying. He said, I let them know, look, I'm interested in this Errol Spence fight. That's what my focus is on. And that's what I'm going to try to get done now. He said that he went to BLK Prime and told them that, right? He never told PBC that he was talking to BLK Prime. I'm going to tell y'all where he told the lie. Because I should have already thought of this myself, and I shouldn't even have to get a phone call to find out this information. But stay with me here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, he cared about keeping good faith with BLK Prime, but he ain't give a shit about keeping good faith with PBC because he just left them in the dirt and didn't tell them shit when he decided to go and do business with BLK Prime. Okay, I see how he was working. I've known and I've been telling people for the longest of time, right, that he don't like Al Heyman. He always talks shit about PBC behind the scenes, and I've been telling y'all that. That shouldn't be a surprise to y'all if y'all been listening to me, right? Here's what I found out on the phone call today. When Terence Crawford told his story and he said that, you know, once negotiations started getting serious between me and Errol Spence and PBC, then I decided to go to BLK Prime and let them know that, you know what, I've been negotiating with PBC and that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on trying to make this Errol Spence fight. That ain't how it happened. That ain't how it happened at all. And honestly, I'ma keep it real. I should have known this already without even having to get this phone call that I got this morning. Because common sense would tell you that this man is trying to sit up and say that I had to go to BLK and let them know that I was in negotiations with Errol Spence and that's the fight that I was going to be serious about. BLK, TLK, BBL, you know what I'm saying? Whoever it may be, everybody knew. Everybody in the boxing world, the casual fans, the hardcore fans, everybody knew that you was in negotiations with the PBC. So you mean to tell me like, oh, BLK was out in the dark. I had to go tell them that I was negotiating with Errol Spence and Al Heyman to try to get that fight done because they had no idea. I should have known right when I heard him say that he was telling a bunch of lies. But what really happened, right, what he didn't tell y'all, is how he was talking to BLK Prime the whole time. And every time he would talk to Al Heyman, and every time things would go down in the negotiations between himself and whoever else he had with him representing him at times. You heard Terence Crawford say that he was talking to Al Heyman himself. What he was doing is he was going back to BLK Prime and he was telling them everything, right? This ain't just something that I'm making up. This ain't something that I'm guessing or speculating. This is told to me from somebody that is very, very close to the situation. Terence Crawford was going back telling BLK Prime everything. And I know this now for a fact. He was going on FaceTime calls, on conference calls with BLK Prime, and he was telling them everything. It wasn't always FaceTime. A lot of the time, it was conference calls. And he was telling them everything, all of the business that was going on between him and PBC in the negotiations. What he was doing, for one, he was using it as a negotiation tactic with BLK Prime. Because BLK Prime, they were trying to sign him since the very beginning. When he first started dealing with them, they were trying to get him to sign with BLK Prime, right? And they kept telling him, look, we got something for you. We're going to come up with something big for you. Just work with us. Just work with us, right? That's why he kept going back and forth with them. Because he really didn't want the Errol Spence fight. He just wanted a fight that was going to give him a bag. So what happened was, while he was going back with BLK Prime, telling them all of the private information and the negotiations that was going down, right? But what you got to understand is he was telling his story of what was going on with Al Heyman and Errol Spence in the negotiations, right? So he's going back telling them everything. So for one, he's using it as a negotiation tactic. So they're coming at him like, hey, we can get you something way better than that. And then he goes and he lets them know, look, man, they're not giving me no upfront money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to get this fight done. I'm going to go ahead and get this fight done. And he telling them basically, you know what I'm saying, bluffing to see if they going to pull the trigger and get him something better. But they ain't giving me no upfront money, but I'm going to go ahead and still do it. So BLK Prime comes to him and they like, you know what? We'll give you upfront money. We're going to give you guaranteed money up front. And he started talking to them more and more. And all of a sudden, they came up with the David Avanesian. They talked to David Avanesian, right? They got him to sign. They got him to pull out of his fight. And bam, there you go, Terence Crawford. We got an opponent for you. We'll let you fight at home. And we're going to give you upfront guaranteed money. But see, the thing is he was sabotaging the negotiations with Errol Spence, Al Heyman, and the PBC the whole time because he was letting BLK Prime know everything that was going on, right? Letting them know all of the business that was taking place. Because like I've been saying, he didn't really want the Errol Spence fight. He was giving BLK all of the information on how PBC was negotiating with him, giving them the upper hand because he was wishing and hoping and praying that BLK Prime came up with something for him. But they kept telling him to hold off. We gonna come up with an opponent for you. We gonna let you fight at home. We gonna give you guaranteed money. Just give us a little bit of time. And the whole time he kept stalling with the PBC, asking for more and more, stalling things out. But this man won't tell you that he is the sole and only reason that the fight was having to be pushed back to 2023. Because of him. He was doing that shit on purpose, trying to wait around to see what BLK Prime was going to come up with him. And BLK Prime had the upper hand in negotiations the whole time on PBC because he was telling them exactly what PBC was offering him. But you see, of course, he was telling them his version of the story, his version of what they was offering him. So you gotta believe, and you better know it, that he was leaving a whole bunch of shit out. And he wasn't telling BLK Prime how he was bullshitting PBC, right? And going back and asking for more and more. See, he wasn't doing that. He was playing the victim role. Like, man, I know y'all want me, but if y'all want me, y'all got to do a lot better than what they doing. Man, this is what Al Heyman trying to do to me. This is what they trying to do to me. So he leaking shit to BLK Prime, and then he got Bomac going over to ESPN leaking shit, right, to get the story up so to make him look like a victim the whole time. Yeah, Terence Crawford a dirty ass dog for real. But it's gonna catch up to him. It's gonna catch up to him. The man didn't never want to fight Errol Spence. What he was doing is he was shopping for a bag. He was shopping for a fight. But it wasn't Errol Spence, and it wasn't none of the top heavy hitters. And yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with an athlete shopping his talents, you know what I'm saying, trying to see what he can get. But the thing is, if you doing that, you supposed to let the company that think that they got a deal done with you almost, you supposed to let them know, look, you know, I'm talking to them, and I'm talking to y'all. So, you know, I want this fight, but y'all gonna have to come with it because I got other stuff on the table. You never did that. You kept it a secret, and then as soon as you got a little bit of money, you ran off on the plug. He was trying to get him some easy money. So if y'all saying this fight gonna happen next year, don't hold your breath on it. Let me know how y'all feel about this. And like I said, this shit is facts. He was going back to BLK Prime, telling them everything that was going on with the negotiations with Al Heyman and PBC. Believe it. And if you don't believe it, I don't give a damn. Believe what you want to believe, but I ain't got no reason to get on here and tell you no lies. Anyway, smash on my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.